All stations, I have control. Ready, set.
Alright y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. Okay, so today we're checking out a very old recommendation. Now I'll say it's definitely taken me a while to get to this video, but we're going to be reacting to BCM's The Capability. So it seems like BCM, or Bravo Company, you guys might know them as, it seems like they have 3 of these videos. So The Capability 1, 2, and 3. And what they're basically doing is doing like a little shoot house. They're going through an enclosure and they're clearing it out. So I like doing these sort of CQB breakdowns because they're interesting to see how everybody's doing all the tactics. Now you guys might have seen that I did a little CQB series myself. So if you watch that, you can kind of get inside my mind about how I think about CQB and how I was taught as well. But again, CQB, there's a million ways to do everything, so it's very cool to check out and see if there's anything that we could be doing better when we're talking about CQB. Now this video is pretty old, it's from 2017, so it might be a little bit outdated as far as like their specific tactics, but again, it's cool to sort of look and see what everybody else is doing when we're talking about CQB. So hope you guys are ready. Let's get right into it. Now from what I've seen already, it's pretty like cinematic. I'll try not to pause it too much. We'll try and just talk about it because it's about 8 minutes long. So already, the gear is pretty cool. Looks like it's pretty well suited for CQB stuff. And now they're also doing, it's called MOUT, Military Operations in Urban Terrain. They're doing some MOUT before they actually get into the enclosure itself. So it is moving pretty quick. We're not seeing anything too crazy. You can see they're doing a pretty good job. So they have like a little V formation right here. We have this guy. He's got a little bit of depth on the roof itself. So it looks like he's covering down on the roof, which is kind of a big danger area. And then they're also covering down on these windows here. So that's always pretty good to see. You don't need like one person covering down each window because that'd be pretty much impossible. But you can see they're doing a good job of, you know, whenever they're blowing past a danger area, they're covering down on it, like those windows and whatnot. Because you never know if someone could shoot through that. Okay, so from my understanding, we have instructors and students kind of mixed into this big stack. And they're about to make entry. I'm not sure if they're going to do like a simultaneous entry with 2 teams. Man, but they have some nice training facilities. I will definitely say that. Okay, so they're making entry. Okay, that was really good right there. So you can see, I don't know if he was the one man. It kind of seems like he was the one man, but he went in, cleared his corner. Always good to see. And then you have this dead space. So you have a piece of furniture, but then you also have this doorway right here. So you can see his buddies are covering down on this doorway, so he doesn't need to be too concerned about that. And he's sort of clearing this out on the move while also covering down on that open door. So that's solid stuff right there. Okay, so we have some random occupants. I'm not really too sure what's going on there, but it seems like they are just going right into this room. It seems like they're trying to do it pretty quick, and you'll see that with different people. SWAT units, if they're doing hostage rescue, they'll be a lot quicker. They won't necessarily be pieing off every single door. They're kind of just moving from room to room. So I'm not sure if these guys have a focus like that, but it seems like that's kind of what it looks like. We got this random occupants. Nice. So they're doing it very silent and stealthy. So they're being very non-verbal. They got suppressors on. Okay. But it is kind of concerning when they do things like that. So he's aiming towards, you know, his team is right in here in this door. So if you're doing a multiple team entry, you need to have something called like boundary lines. So you're not aiming your weapon at other dudes. So if their buddy popped out of this door right here, this guy might be a little bit antsy and he might start firing on them. I mean, if he's covering down on these doors, that's fine because it doesn't look like they were cleared yet. But you can see they kind of just give up the hallway when they all sink into these rooms here. So it's kind of hard to work sometimes to get all the geometries right when you're working with multiple teams. But it seems like they know what they're doing for the most part, so they're not going to be firing on each other. So I'm not sure if they just, it seems like they just cleared that area out already, but okay, so they're going up the stairs. Stairs are super tricky to do. Okay, so that's nice right there. So what you'd normally do with stairs, so we can see with these stairs, it's just like a pretty standard staircase. There's no back plate or anything, but they're going up the stairs. So one guy would generally be focused on here, and then one dude could be aiming this way, but since there's no back plate, they can kind of see if there's no one here already. So they're getting all the guns on this danger area up here, which is really solid. And you can see it definitely paid off for them. They got that dude down, and then, okay, a nice hallway here. Okay, so they made entry there. Okay, so it's good that they're doing this quickly and non-verbally, but sometimes you do need to verbalize a little bit, because you can see they kind of just gave up the hallway here. So now whenever they're coming back into the hallway, they're kind of just going into the unknown, because there wasn't someone staying in the hallway holding it down. You can see that first team was kind of coming out when these guys were making entry, but still, you don't want too much of a gap when you're talking about the long security there. But they're doing that nice. There was 2 open doors. They took it simultaneous, and then looked like there was someone in the back there, but I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, again simultaneous. They got 3 guns in the fight here, so that's pretty good. Okay, and now they have kind of like an opposing danger. Okay, yeah, so it was baddie. So they have an opposing danger area here. So they have like a little L-shaped left, and they also have a room. So what they can do is try and take this down simultaneously, or they can post up a dude on the left just to cover that down while a team makes entry. So let's see how they're gonna. Yep. So it's a good thing that person didn't start shooting into the hallway, because that would have been pretty nasty for them. Nice. They are doing a really good job with like their dominant positions. You can see that first guy rode the wall. The second man went and got the corner. Dude, but that building looks freaking. It looks like this is a good CQB training building, that's for sure. Especially with the long hallways and all the opposing doorways and whatnot. It's a very like CQB training build for a building. Okay, so I think what they're doing right now is something called like SSE, which is sensitive site exploitation, or TSE. So they're just checking to see if there's any intel that they need to be concerned about. So they have these guys marshaled into this area. So now they're going to start moving the occupants out. Okay. Yeah, so he's flexi-cuffed, and you can see he has like a specific hold on him. There's a bunch of different holds you can use when you have like an occupant or whatnot. You can interlock their fingers and hold that behind their neck or their head. But flexi-cuffing is always solid. And then you can see he's sort of like cranking their arms back. So if they start doing anything weird, if they start getting a little bit froggy, he can push them easily, because they're going to be all off balance, because you can see they're kind of like leaned forward and stuff. Again, their gear is pretty solid. So they're doing a little bit of... Yep. Some phone recon. That's some valuable stuff. So it seemed like they locked down this one building. Now they're going to start moving, yep, to a new building. And generally with places like this is you'll have intel that'll tell you where like specific people are probably chilling at. So a lot of times you'll have people just bypassing most of the buildings. Unless you have like a whole company to take this entire, you probably need like a battalion to take down this entire village here. But these guys are a pretty small team, so they're bypassing a lot of it. And now they're about to make entry onto this compound here.
Ready, set.
All right. So it looks like some... Oh, okay, that's a pretty hard... Yeah, that's a messy building right there. Holy cow, look at all those danger areas. Okay. This guy's making me nervous here. So when you start having weird buildings like this, you can get spread thin extremely quickly. So you really need to slow down and be like, okay, let's leave like one guy here, 2 guys here to lock down this hallway while we go and clear out the left side of the building or the right side of the building or what have you. But if you have a bunch of people just not communicating and they start going into different places, then it can get pretty sketchy, like one-man room entries or something. But it seems like they practiced where they were going, so they know the building pretty well. Nice. Okay. Yeah, so generally it's a little bit sketchy when you have the person opening the door being the first one into the room, just because again their weapon's not up, they're not as ready to engage certain threats. But I like this. We got all the open doors. We got a bunch of furniture. And again, you can see they're almost like making entry onto each other. So there's a lot of moving parts in this building. This one's definitely a lot more complicated than the last one they were doing. But they're doing a pretty decent job. Again, you gotta sometimes slow down so you're not missing rooms. But they might have already known the layout of the building. But we got a lot of bad guys. You're doing a good job with identifying the hands. Making sure they're not shooting the occupants. Okay, so we have a bit of a false wall here, but you generally don't want to be looking behind you for the one man, because if something does pop out, the people behind you aren't going to be able to see or, you know, react as efficiently. So if you're the one man, generally you're going to be keeping your head at that danger area. But false wall, that's kind of cool. I've not seen many CQB shoot houses that have that. So I guess this person was hiding or something. It looks like a lot of fun though. I will say that. I can't necessarily tell who is the student and who is the instructor.
Vehicles, this is Frank.
Frank. And vehicles, those are some pretty boring call signs, I'll say. Alright, so we got some support moving in now, it looks like. Doing a little evac. Yeah, so I'm not sure the specific scenario. It's kind of like a hostage rescue, but it's also kind of like a VIP kind of thing. But, okay. I mean, that was pretty legit. So, again, that was from Bravo Company. So, this says a demonstration showcasing Northern Red instructors working side by side with students executing a multi-breach, multi-team hostage rescue mission. Okay, so we were kind of able to extrapolate that already. So, again, multiple team stuff is very, very complicated. You need some really solid planning as far as knowing where each team is going to go. If a team, you know, if they're down a person or if they need to flex bodies from other teams, you need to be able to sort of plan around that. And yeah, with CQB, things can go very, very wrong. Sometimes you'll go inside of a building and it'll look completely different from what you kind of expected, just looking at the plans and the schematics and stuff. So yeah, CQB is a beast, but these guys did a pretty solid job. Again, they were being violent. They were also using stealth really, really well as far as the nonverbal communication. Like for nonverbal communication, for guys who have no experience with CQB, it can be extremely sketchy. You'll just have a bunch of people just kind of like moving in. People will just like, they won't know where to cover down on. So it can get kind of weird, but these guys definitely know what they're doing. Now, I'm not too familiar with Northern Red. It seems like they're like a training group, but it seems like they're focused mainly on CQB stuff. So I might have to check out their schedule and see what they're doing, because it's some pretty solid stuff. Again, the facilities were great. Their gear was well suited for what they were doing, especially if they're doing like the stealthy entry. And yeah, I think they were using the simunition, which is like the little paint rounds. Those things are an awesome training tool, especially for like force on force stuff. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you again for watching. Hit that thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely check out the Discord though. I will say the Discord is a great place if you guys want to talk to other members of the community. It gets pretty wild in the Discord sometimes, but it's very, very tame for the most part. And we have some pretty solid moderators. So definitely check out the Discord if you guys are interested. But thank you for watching. That is it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.